We met with Antony David of Solid State Logic to find out what delegates can expect to hear at Business in Oxford 2017.
Antony, thank you very much for joining us this afternoon.
My pleasure.
We're here based at your magnificent offices in Yarnton, Oxford. Solid State Logic, you're the managing director. Maybe you could give our viewers a bit of background to the business.
Sure, this is a business that started in Oxfordshire. The founder, Colin Sanders, started the business in Stonesfield, a few miles from here, and we moved to this site in the late 80s. We're probably the world's leading manufacturer of mixing consoles for professional users. That's in recording studios, in broadcasters, and in post-production and education. So we make everything in the UK, design and make it in the UK, but we sell it all over the world. So more than 90% of our output is exported.
And how many do you employ here on the site?
About 130 here, about 160 worldwide.
And you've referenced the worldwide nature of your business, and you've kindly agreed to speak at Business in Oxford in May. And what you're going to be talking about is your, in everything but name, your chairmanship of the Oxford Technology and Media Network.
Yes, the Oxford Technology and Media Network came about really when Tony Henderson and Claire Barry and I got together, sort of swapping notes from our experiences all over the world. And we joked that we would bump into each other at Paddington Station or at JFK in New York more often than we'd ever see each other in Oxford, and realised, of course, that here we all are living and working in Oxford, but never really getting together. And that is actually how the network came about back in 2008 now.
And you now have some 400 members, is that right?
More than 400 members, and we hold half a dozen events a year focusing on a range of topics that are of interest. So we've covered things like cryptocurrencies, including the Bitcoin, autonomous vehicles. We've had visits to places like AudioMotion, who do the motion capture stuff. We've visited here and looked at mixing consoles. So we've done a range of things to do with all of the sort of businesses that circle around the media and technology nexus of our sort of network.
And without giving a full preview of what you're going to be talking about at the event in May, what can our delegates expect to find out from you about the network?
Well, I think I'm going to talk a little bit about innovation and how the serendipity of meetings is really important to the sort of fleshing out of ideas and the discovery of new things. And I think that's probably where networking really comes into it. It's these sort of meetings that you hadn't planned, where things come into focus that you hadn't seen before, where opportunities arise. And I'll talk maybe a little bit about how this has been done quite effectively in Cambridge, and perhaps what we can learn from the guys up there here in Oxford.
So although the world around us seems to be travelling at a vast pace towards no communication between us, you think that there's still a need for networking, and which is good news for B4?
Absolutely, and I don't think the networking all has to be face to face, but I think there's a lot to be said for being in the same room and for actually having the opportunity to chat and talk. So we mix the events with an opportunity to do exactly that.
Tony, well, it's been a pleasure to meet you, and we look forward to seeing you in May.
I look forward to it too.